Today's video is going to be all about baking, and I am making this Italian bread. It's going to be crusty on the outside and super soft and chewy on the inside, and it's got this amazing improvisation that you can do with the topping. So just think pizza, and what all goes on top of pizza can go on top of this bread. So just think potatoes, tomatoes, olives, onions, garlic, all the herbs, basil, rosemary, thyme. You can just go wild with your imagination. Just top this bread and just bake it, and just comes out perfect. It's a super easy Italian classic bread. That's focaccia. The thing with focaccia is that you don't need any fancy gadgets, no fancy blenders or anything. You just need your hands and a big mixing bowl. This particular recipe is a no-knead recipe. You don't need much of kneading, you don't need to break too much of gluten or anything. It's super easy. I am going to do it with a wooden spatula in a mixing bowl. So let's get started. This is half a cup of lukewarm water. How you check the temperature of water is that you should be able to dip in your finger and should not burn. It's not at all super hot because you don't want to kill your yeast. You want to activate it. So it just needs to be lukewarm. To the lukewarm water, I'm going to add 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. So to activate the yeast, sugar is necessary. You can also supplement sugar with honey. Stir it. This is the dry active yeast. I'm just going to add that, and I'm going to give it a stir. Now I'm going to cover this and proof it for at least 5 minutes. This is 2 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup semolina, that's your regular rava suji, that is, 1 teaspoon salt. Now mix in all the dry ingredients. For all the new bakers, remember one thing that is very important with yeast is that you never pour the yeast on top of salt. So always mix the salt first with the dough. Let the yeast proof separately in warm water the way I showed it. Now you can see that the yeast is beautifully proofed. It's woken up. Give it a stir. Just mix everything together. Now pour it in gently, bit by bit, and start mixing the flour. Also, what I've done here is I have infused some virgin olive oil with dried Italian herbs and a little bit of fresh garlic. So I usually infuse the oil and keep it for some time. That way what happens is that your bread is going to entirely get flavored with the herbs. So you need aggressive amount of olive oil for focaccia. That's the best part about focaccia, that it is the essence of olive oil that hits you first when you bite into the bread. So you can just be generous with it. Over here I've taken about half a cup of olive oil. So I've taken half a cup of room temperature water. Just adding it again bit by bit and just keep mixing. The thing with this focaccia dough is that it's an extremely runny and sticky dough, not like your other breads. It's not at all a hard dough. It's very, very soft, and it needs a gentle touch. The dough is ready to be proofed. I'm just adding a little drizzle of olive oil. Guys, I have to cover this. See to it that you wrap it with either a cling wrap or, like me, use a shower cap, because this is the best recyclable plastic that's in my kitchen. I use this for all the proofing of my bread, and it fits the biggest bowl. This is the biggest bowl and fits beautifully. There you go. Done. Now this dough needs to be proofed for exactly 1 hour. Give it a good 1 hour. If you have more time, keep it for longer. The dough is just going to get better and your bread is going to be fluffier. So I'm going to just keep it for 1 hour. I'm going to start preparing my toppings, and this is how I chop my veggies. exactly an hour, and look at this beauty. My dough is all aerated and the yeast has beautifully woken up, and my dough is ready. So this goes off, and what you have to do is not degas it like this, like how I did it for the Ladi Pav video. If you refer to my Ladi Pav video, you'll remember that the degassing for that dough is very different as compared to this one. You have to be really gentle with this one. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of flour in my hand and I'm going to start scraping the sides. I am just gently going to start folding the dough. Just gently fold it, don't knead it. I'm going to start prepping my ceramic tray here. I am using a ceramic tray. You can use any of your cake tins, anything that is oven proof. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil. Generously just drizzle some olive oil. A little bit of flour at the bottom, so that when we put our dough onto it, it does not stick. Comes out easily. But I'm just drizzling a little bit of sea salt, just getting the dough into the tray now. So you just have to make it even. See to it that whatever shape you're going for, just see to it that the dough is even from all the sides. So get your fingers through the dough and make these holes, like you really touch the bottom. Help yourself with some olive oil so that it becomes easy, and just have fun here. This is the fun part. That is what gives it that uneven shape. That is what you're looking for in focaccia. It's extremely prominent. I've taken some olive oil and I've taken some water in same parts, and I'm just going to give it a mix. This is just so that I want to drizzle the dough so that when it goes into the oven, it steams up nicely. And also those puddles that we have made, they actually get filled with this olive oil. So I have to prove this for 30 more minutes now before it goes into the oven. And while it rests, I am going to just cover it with a wet towel. I had made an additional batch of dough, so that's proofed and ready too. So I'm going to show you a quicker and a simpler method of doing the same focaccia. This is a 9-inch cake pan that I've lined up with some olive oil, and then I have just drizzled some of the dough so that our bread does not stick. And I'm just going to take it out. I'm keeping this one much simpler, so what I'm doing here is that I'm just going to make the puddles. I have these fresh cherry tomatoes, so I am going to flavor this one with just basic basil and cherry tomatoes and lots of garlic. That's it. Garnish it very well with the garlic. You could also add some caramelized onion. That also tastes good, like just some caramelized onion, thyme and garlic. That tastes delicious. Just drizzling some spring onion. I'm drizzling some Italian herbs. And I'm drizzling some olive oil and water, the mixture, to fill up all the puddles. This is an important step, guys, don't miss this, because that's how the steam is going to get created in the oven while baking, and the bread is going to steam at the same time it's going to bake. I'm just going to cover this with a wet cloth and let this rest for another 30 minutes before it goes into the oven. Let's check on these. Now it has been resting for another 30 minutes, so now they are absolutely ready to go into the oven. My oven has been preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, and these are ready to go inside. I am also adding a little bit of ice cubes in one of a steel bowl, and I'm going to place this inside. What this is going to do is it's going to create a steam inside, and it's going to be easier, and the bread is going to be nice and soft inside. So the ice cubes are very, very important. So this bread takes about 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. I'm going to check after 20 minutes just in case it needs a couple of minutes more. It's been 20 minutes, guys, so let's check if the focaccia is ready. Wow, it looks perfect, absolutely ready to me. Focaccia always comes out very hungry, guys. Just drizzle it with a nice generous quantity of olive oil. My second focaccia is also ready, so let's get that one out. Ooh yeah, that is awesome. Wow, delicioso squisito, that's my Italian. That's delicious and exquisite. My classic Italian bread is ready, guys. It's focaccia. Check it out. You have to check the air pockets, guys. This is what you're looking for in your focaccia. This is what you're looking for. So that's the reason you can see the air pockets here. Focaccia. This is the focaccia I tasted in Italy in one of the best restaurants, and it is so soft and satisfyingly chewy inside, and it's got this crust on top which is crisp, and because we steamed it, we gave it that little steam inside while it was baking. It is so soft from inside. That's perfect. Do try this out, guys, because this is one of the easiest breads, and don't deter yourself from using yeast, because I know it can get a little overwhelming, but it's not rocket science. It's very, very simple. Just follow the recipe in the description. You will get this right. And don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel.